and welcome back to the Healthy Voyager. I'm Carolyn Scott, and this time you're joining me in Cappadocia, Turkey. Cappadocia, a beautiful and historic region located in Anatolia in central Turkey, is known for its distinctive fairy chimneys, tall, cone-shaped rock formations clustered in Monk's Valley and Gorem. Most widely known as the magical hot air balloon locale on Instagram, Cappadocia has so much more to offer than just a pretty landscape. Because tourism is the main industry in the area, there are hotels and lodgings all over Cappadocia, but there's only one place that captures the essence of the region while also offering luxurious comfort in the heart of town, and that's Carus. The location provides great spaces on the multiple terraces of the compound. The structure is also supported and enriched with courtyards, botanical gardens, and lovely areas that bring the outdoors in while still showcasing modern touches.
Ooh, this shower is cool.
Boasting traditional cave rooms along with their signature masonry rooms, no two rooms are alike, but all are stunning in their own right. Mine had an incredible terrace that overlooked the valley and was the perfect place to watch the balloons fly overhead at dawn. The on-site dining at Carus is second to none as it offers breathtaking views, impeccable service, as well as local and seasonal flavors of the region that make for a fully immersive experience. Now, the spa at Carus is yet another beautiful place to spend time in on the property. The crown jewel is the lovely and warm cave pool that is found after a little maze walk through the cave to reach it. With saunas, chill spaces, and the pool, it's a great little hidden getaway for some relaxation before or after sightseeing.
Cave pool, cave pool. Is a cave pool heaven?
Gorem is the center of the touristic area in the heart of Cappadocia. The area is where all the shops, dining, and hotels can be found. Yet despite the tourism, it still feels like a magical village with secret vistas and viewpoints peppered all around the city. It's also the place to connect with the hospitable locals who can give you tips on all the great things to do and see in the area, from adventure to history, hot air ballooning to cultural entertainment. Back at Carus, I was joined by new friends who showed me just how delicious the local cuisine is, as well as that incredible and warm Turkish hospitality. And yep, they veganized their traditional Anatolian dishes for me too.
The flame salt itself.
Wow. Oh, wow. Amazing.
The next day was a full day of exploration that began by the balloons flying over my terrace at dawn. I have to say that there is no breakfast more mystical than one enjoyed at dawn in Cappadocia. My fantastic guide Jem took me on a whirlwind tour of the region, and our first stop was the Kaymakli underground city. These troglodyte cave cities were excavated as early as Hittite times and expanded over the centuries as various marauding armies traversed central Anatolia in search of captives and plunder. There are 36 underground cities in Cappadocia, and the widest one is this one, Kaymakli Underground City. The city is built under the hill known as the Citadel of Kaimakli and was opened to visitors in 1964.
I'm a mole person.
In those caves, more fire. The fireplaces, they have made it closer to the air shaft so that they don't suffocate from the airlessness.
The people of Kaimakli village have constructed their houses around nearly 100 tunnels of the underground city. The inhabitants of the region still use the most convenient places in the tunnels as cellars, storage areas, and stables, which they access through their courtyards. The Kaimakli underground city has low, narrow, and sloping passages, while the underground city goes 8 stories below ground. Only 4 of them are open to the public today, in which the spaces are organized around ventilation shafts. This ancient city is not to be missed. Cappadocia is a geological oddity of honeycombed hills and towering boulders of otherworldly beauty. The fantastical topography is matched by the human history here. People have long utilized the region's soft stone, seeking shelter underground and leaving the countryside scattered with fascinating cavern architecture. The Gorem Open Air Museum resembles a vast monastic complex composed of scores of refectory monasteries placed side by side, each with its own fantastic church. It contains the finest of the rock-cut churches, with beautiful frescoes whose colors still retain all their original freshness. A member of the UNESCO World Heritage List since 1984 and was one of the first 2 UNESCO sites in Turkey. And it's only a 15-minute walk from the Gorem city center, so be sure not to miss it. It was time to get my hands dirty and not only learn about the local Anatolian pottery traditions, but try my hand at making some myself. At Kai Bella Boutique Ceramic, this family-owned business has been passing down the art of handmade pottery and ceramics for centuries, and they sure make it look easy because it really isn't. In fact, I got to spend time with the owner, who not only showed me around her lovely gallery, but invited me to a homemade lunch, and let me just say, it was one of my favorite meals of the whole trip. Did I mention the Turks are super warm and hospitable? After filling my belly with tasty homemade food and taking lots of pottery home with me, I was treated to a whirling dervish meditation ceremony, something I'd always been interested in seeing, and finally got my chance to see it firsthand. After a lovely day, I enjoyed a meal al fresco and got an early night because the next morning promised something super special. Before the sun even makes an appearance, Voyager Balloons is on the move, and I was so lucky to be able to fly with the best in the biz. Hot air ballooning is always a treat, but to do it here is one of the most coveted experiences on Earth. Seeing them from below is incredible, but being in one yourself and seeing the village come alive below is right out of a fairy tale.
This is an absolute bucket list experience. You gotta do it.
Coming down, we're about to brace for impact.
Coming off the literal high of being on the balloon, I got to spend time with the executive chef at Carus for one last meal that we got to cook together. I showed him how to make a local, seasonal, plant-based chocolate mousse featuring ingredients found in the area. It was fun to make and even more fun to improvise when we had some technical difficulties, along with having a translator.
Improvising in the kitchen.
But the final result was a tasty treat that everyone enjoyed.
Yeah, balances the cocoa stuff.
For my last little excursion, I enjoyed a pide for lunch and stopped at Kokabag Winery near Uchisar Castle. I got to pick up a few bottles to bring back with me, while also squeezing in a tour of the old way of making wine, pre-modern machinery.
Hi, and welcome back to the Healthy Voyager. I'm Carolyn Scott, and this time you're joining me in Jordan.
Amman, the capital city of Jordan, has a rich history dating back to ancient times. The city is home to many significant historical sites that attract tourists from all over the world. From a hip, young cultural scene to the magnificent ruins, a booming culinary scene, and everything in between, let me entice you to spend a few days taking it all in. Where to stay in Amman? The landmark Amman is conveniently located in downtown Amman. The 5-star Amman Hotel has become a popular favorite amongst discerning travelers looking for a stylish city center retreat. Their rooms and suites are amongst the largest hotel accommodations in Jordan, providing a luxurious space alongside sweeping panoramic views of the historic capital. The hotel boasts 6 restaurants and lounges that serve a delicious range of dining options: Skyline Sushi, Colors All-Day Buffet Dining, Gorob, the city's longest outdoor bar, and if time permits, be sure to take a dip in their beautiful pool and relax at the Zest Pool and Lounge. Ready to step into some history? Let's go!
As you can see all around me are the ruins of the Greco-Roman city of Qais, which is about 2 hours north of Amman, and pretty well intact. In fact, our guide lived here until 1987 before it was turned into an archaeological and museum area. There is so much here, a full amphitheater, the streets that are fully paved, so many buildings, and a lot of antiquities in the museum. Let's go check it out.
Qais is a fascinating archaeological site located approximately 110 kilometers north of Amman. The site is an ancient Roman city that dates back to the 1st century AD, providing visitors a glimpse into the past as it is one of the best preserved Roman cities in the world. In fact, views of the Sea of Galilee and the Golan Heights in Israel can be seen from this location. If you plan your visit with a guide, Be sure to ask about local activities such as enjoying a homemade lunch by a family like Galsum Kitchen. These activities add a wonderful touch to an already special place, while many provide jobs for local women and youth, helping them to help their communities thrive. Want to learn how the ancients carved stone?
Very good.
That's right.
Very good. Yeah.
At Quais, local artisans teach guests the technique that their ancestors used to build and decorate their elaborate structures. It's a truly great addition to an already wonderful day trip.
All right, well, I'm suiting up to go check out Yosef's beehive. Yosef's beehive is responsible for all the beautiful products you see behind me. Au natural. All bees, all the time.
I had the opportunity to visit a local beekeeper and organic honey maker to see how he creates his tasty treats. His all-natural products are so delicious that even the King of Jordan has it in his royal kitchens. It was time to head back to Amman for a hearty meal and some good rest before embarking on yet another day of ancient treasures. Bright and early, I started my day just a few minutes away from the landmark at the Amman Citadel.
Well, it's a lovely morning here in Amman. The sun is shining over the citadel. The citadel, as you can see behind me, are remnants of what was the original Amman, where Amman actually got its name from hundreds of years ago. Even though Jordan became its own sovereign nation in 1946, the history here way precedes it. So you've got obviously Greco-Roman influences plus all the other cultures in the region, and I'm excited to kind of check out this archaeological site.
The Citadel, also known as Jabal al-Kala, is a historical site located in the heart of Amman. The Citadel has a long history dating back to various periods, including the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, and the Roman, Byzantine, and Islamic periods. In fact, it is the very spot that Amman was founded. The site has many ancient structures, including the Roman Temple of Hercules, the Umayyad Palace, and the Byzantine Church. The Citadel also provides stunning views of the city as well as the Roman amphitheater. Not to mention, it is also an excellent spot to take in the sunset and take a gander at their on-site museum. Squeezing in some more ancient history before lunch, I headed to Jerash.
Welcome to Jerasha, or what is now modern-day Jerash. As you can see behind me are the gates entering Jerash. Now, Jerash is a Roman city that is still standing, and some people like to say it's the Pompeii of the Middle East. Fully intact Roman city, and I'm going to head on into these lovely gates.
Jerash is another significant historical site located approximately 50 kilometers north of Amman. It is an absolutely incredible sight to see and walk in the footsteps of history. Jerash is a well-preserved Roman city that was once a bustling metropolis during the Roman period. Today, visitors can explore the ruins of Jerash that include impressive structures like the Temple of Artemis, the Oval Plaza, and Hadrian's Ark. Jerash is also famous for its annual Jerash Festival of Culture and Arts, which showcases Jordan's rich cultural heritage. It is a breathtaking place to see in person, and know that this was once the hub of all activity, from chariot races to theater performances and the seat of government. Jerash should not be missed, and neither should some shopping at the on-site souk. All that history in the sun works up an appetite, so I was delighted to stop for lunch at Biat Souf, where the food is not only fresh and flavorful, but the mission behind it is cause for praise, as it is a non-profit organization that helps train women and youth how to cook and run a business so that they may be financially independent. Back in Amman, I was treated to a great walking tour called Through Local Eyes.
My sister and I started this project 4 years ago, and we decided to create some model of tourism where we engage our community.
A walking tour of the old city of Jabal al-Webde, which has now become the artsy and hipster area of the city. Adorned with local street art and peppered with great cafes, bars, and a cool food scene, Through Local Eyes truly showcases the history of the area and its inhabitants, as well as how the modernization of Amman still pays homage to its roots and culture.
I'm here in Webde, which is, I would hazard to guess, the hipster part of Amman. And of course, I had to hunt down some vegan eats. And there are several vegan restaurants in Jordan. There are many vegan and vegan-friendly in Webde, but I found We Farm. Let's go in.
A small organic market and to-go food eatery that makes all of its own products and food from scratch, including the ice cream they'll make while you wait. We Farm grows their own food at a local farm, which is used in all of their homemade products.
It's a little late and I have an early morning tomorrow, so I'm not gonna get stuffed, but this tomato basil soup is divine. I wish I had more time in Amman because I know there's a lot of good stuff popping off in the vegan scene, especially here in Webde. I know that they recently had a vegan festival, so gotta come to Jordan and check it out.
One more sleep in Amman, but there's still so much more to see.
So I'm leaving Amman today, but one quick stop before we leave the city is the Roman Theater that yesterday when we were at the top of the Citadel, I was able to see it down below, and now I get to see it in person.
This impressive structure is over 2,000 years old and a true marvel of engineering, a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Romans. It is believed that it could have seated over 6,000 people and was used for performances, political events, and gladiator contests.
So behind me you will see the Jordan Valley, and I am at the top of Mount Nebo, which is where Moses looked beyond this view behind me and saw the Promised Land. So here in Mount Nebo is the site where Moses figured it all out.
On my way to Petra, I made a few pit stops along the way to break up the long drive. For those interested in the biblical locations around Jordan, Mount Nebo is a site of great significance. Part of the Abarim mountain range, Mount Nebo is mentioned in the Bible as the place where Moses was granted a view of the Promised Land before his death, and is now home to a chapel that houses ancient mosaics and sweeping views of the valley. Madaba is worth a stop when driving to Petra from Amman for several reasons. One is for a tasty meal at Haret Judna, where the bread is fresh and the hummus and falafel flow like wine. The setting is lovely as well, and it's no wonder that it's hailed as one of the best restaurants in Jordan.
Walking the streets of Madaba.
And another reason to visit Madaba is to view the various sites of ancient and well-preserved mosaics that the area is best known for. After all, Madaba is also known as the City of Mosaics, with several famous mosaics and sites, including the Madaba map, the oldest known map of the Holy Land, and the world's largest mosaic in the visitor center. You could absolutely spend half a day here checking them all out.
Well, sadly, it's time for me to leave Jordan, but I hope you'll join me on the next Healthy Voyager. Bye.